Hi guys, Big Mom Mulgrew here, and I've got a Phoenix guide here for you. I'm actually going to do two because I've been experimenting playing him as a carry and as a support. You'll get why a bit more as we go through the videos. I played him like a carry first because of how delicate he is and how quickly he chews through his own health. I thought it best to focus on getting as much money as possible early on to improve your survivability, get your regen items and stuff like that. But as we know, public games you quite often end up with quite a carry heavy team, so I did a bit of an experiment to play him as a support as well. Seems to work quite well, so I'll do both. I'm not going to go over everything twice, so what I'll do the carry video first, and that'll include any sort of general stuff with Phoenix, and then anything sort of specific to the support, which is mainly just going to be early game abilities and your item build. That I'll leave that till the second video, so that one will probably be much shorter. I'll leave all the links to the builds. They're public on Steam, so there's no need for you to try and go through the video and work out exactly what I'm doing. So I'll leave them public on Steam. And right, so let's get to it. So, as I said in the showcase video, the most difficult thing to wrap your head around with Phoenix is that all of his attacks chew through his own health, except his ultimate, which kills you. That makes him seem very squishy, but he's not. He has a decent amount of health. I mean, it's not a lot of health. And to be honest, if you're spending money on armor and stuff like that to make him tanky, it's a complete waste of time. You are going to be using a lot of health with your attacks, so you're better off focusing on regen items. Phoenix is a 3-star initiator, he's a 2-star disabler, and he's a 3-star nuker. Now, as an initiator, most people will be used to somebody who's got like an area stun or does a huge amount of damage when they go in. Phoenix, it seems to be different. I mean, Phoenix seems to be a character who very much relies on team play. You'll see in a minute in the video that his ult does massive damage if you can get a teammate to help stun the enemies near you, but if you go in alone with it, it's pretty pointless. Chances are you'll just die. It usually goes badly if you go in alone with it, but if you play it right and you've got another teammate with you who can get an area stun on the enemy team while they're all near you in supernova form, between two of you you can wipe an enemy team out completely. Now, it can go badly, it can go completely the other way. You could waste your ult, you could easily get killed in ult form. It's so easy for Phoenix to get killed in ult form, which is why he's so high risk. You need team there to help you. I mean, you'll see occasionally you'll use your ult when you're on your own, when you're out of reach, just because you desperately need a heal up and it's the only way to do it. Really what you want to be doing is saving it until you're going in a team fight, but you need a team you can rely on to back you up so that you don't get killed in your ult form. There is a way to mitigate that with your second ability, but we'll go over that as we go through the video. So here's something that's really important with Phoenix. You are going to be taking a fair bit of your own health off, so until you've got some really decent regen items, you really don't want to be risking taking creep damage and hero damage unless you absolutely can't avoid it. Certainly until you've got at least 2 or 3 rings of regen, I would avoid fighting heroes at all costs. If you do end up taking a lot of damage, you're going to end up playing from the back and just harassing a little with your Icarus dive, which isn't too much of a problem if you're playing a support role, but if you're playing a carry role or you've got another support in your lane who doesn't really need the gold anyway, you're just going to be losing gold that your team could really do with. If you do end up in this position, heal up as quickly as you can. You want to avoid wasting money on healing items, because as soon as you can get your regen rings and stuff like that, the better. But at the end of the day, if you're low on health, get healed up and get back in there as quickly as you can. While the Fire Spirit's ability does do a decent amount of damage, what you'll find you're usually using it for is to save your teammates and to save yourself, or to make the enemy team completely useless in a team fight. The most significant thing it does is it lowers the enemy's attack speed. Even on its first level, it lowers the enemy's attack speed by 80. A lot of heroes, once they pop their spells off, once you've lowered their attack speed, they're left with not being able to do anything. Bots tend to be quite smart and run off. Currently, most human players don't tend to notice until they're dead. So you find in most public games you'll probably get a lot of kills this way, but you'll find much tougher, tankier characters will stay and fight you because they don't realise they don't have any attack speed anymore. And while Icarus Dive can be quite useful to initiate on its own because of its 25% movement speed slow, even at its first level, if you've got an enemy who's going to get away from you, its damage over time, burn damage, can really help you pick up the kills as people are running away. Okay, so you'll see what I mean about making sure you heal up. If that last team fight went quite badly, we were very close to getting a couple of kills, but didn't manage to. So I lost a lot of health. I've been a little bit careless in that regard, and it means I'm now going to have to stay at the back. You need to be careful about not picking up area of effect damage or the odd little ranged attack. When you are sitting at the back with Phoenix, because you can use Icarus Dive to harass quite effectively. It takes off a percentage of your current health, not your maximum health. Really struggling and it slows your enemies, making it difficult for them to chase you afterwards.
Because the bot's a bit
so
useless.
Be very careful about any ranged characters, because any attack they fire while you're in range will still hit you. But usually you can harass quite well while you're sitting at the back, while you wait for a healing item to arrive. And now I'm at the point where I can be one hit kill, so. So now I've got the Tranquil Boots. I've spent most of this game with hardly any health, but you notice I've now got 17.4 health regen. Which is pretty good. The reason I didn't get Tranquil Boots earlier is because whenever you attack or you're attacked, you lose the effect. So I find it better early game to get more rings of regen first, so you can get some consistent health regeneration and you don't have to play defensively while you wait for heal ups.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I really love about Icarus Dive. It has a 25% slow on such a wide area. We see Tiny and Dragon Knight TPing in, you see Kunkka coming at the back. We slow all of them so much that we manage to kill DK and Tiny with a burst damage. Kunkka just about gets away, but we carry on with the fight a little further up. He ends up stuck between Phoenix in Supernova and Lion with virtually no health, and he's got nowhere to go. Sniper is the only one near the Supernova, and he hasn't got high enough attack speed to kill the Supernova on his own. Come out of Supernova, stun him, massive damage to him, hit him with an Icarus Dive as he's running away, and the burn damage takes him out. Okay, popping my ult with 3 enemies nearby is probably, it looks a little bit risky, but you'll see I hit them with the Fire Spirits first, which dramatically reduces their attack speed. Doesn't reduce it all the way, so they keep chasing the teammates that they've nearly managed to kill. I pop my ult, knowing that they've got a really low attack speed now. I don't think that it's very likely that they're going to be able to kill me. As the ult comes off, they get stunned, we do massive damage to them. We don't manage to pick up many kills from it, but all our team survive, and we turn around what was looking pretty bad into keeping all our team alive. You know what I mean? Always bear in mind that you can cancel Icarus Dive by using it a second time part way through the dive, and in a pinch you can use this to escape, or you can use it to close on your enemy. I got out with 21 health.
You've got a health part.
Chasing him. No, I'm fine. I've got souls. I just would have been nice if we could have got more in this. But here's a perfect example of using your teammate's stun to hold people near your Supernova. Dragon Knight comes in to try and kill me while I'm in a Supernova. My teammate stuns him. He ends up sitting there taking damage from the Supernova, then he gets hit by my stun as the Supernova breaks, and I don't even have to use my Icarus Dive to chase him afterwards. Nice one, Tiny's gone. And I've got all my abilities off cooldown except my ult. It's a little bit higher risk, but sometimes you might want to use the Icarus Dive to get in behind your enemies and then pop your ult. It gives the enemies the choice of taking the short route out from your ult to take less damage and potentially run into your allies, or taking the long route out and not running into your allies but taking much more damage from you. It's much higher risk because you're much more likely that they'll turn around and kill you in Supernova, but it does tend to do a lot more damage to the enemy team if you can pull it out. 3 out of 5 kills there. So. Okay, perfect example here of how the Icarus dive can go wrong. You can actually be stunned mid-dive. So sometimes you think you're going to get out safely and you end up stuck at the back with reduced health. It's also a good example of why it's a great idea to carry an urn, because I popped an urn here a split second before Sniper fired a shot at me and I just survived. You'll notice because of the regen I'm not using the urn on myself a great deal, it's mostly on my teammates, but when you come out of a tough team fight it can be really handy to have that extra health boost. I can't believe I survived then. If I hadn't popped the heal when I did, I'd have died. Okay, so you'll notice now that I've got the Pipe of Insight on me. Now traditionally you'd see this as more of a support item. I have it mainly because of the big health regen it gives without having to take up a lot of slots. But because you are intentionally chewing through a lot of your health, being able to prevent 400 damage is really, really handy. I love that. And the fact that it can prevent 400 on your team is fantastic. It heals you, yeah. So if you see me doing it, like walk in it.
Yeah, I did try.
Shit. Sorry, gotta get out.
I'm unstoppable. Oh yeah. Know how it is. They're all dead apart from Lena.
That's why we all came out of that with sod all damage. Right, I'm going in with my ult. Be ready. Okay, just quickly while we've got the build up, I'll go through a couple of minor points. You'll notice I didn't get the urn until quite late in the game. The reason for that is because it's quite difficult with Phoenix to get kills on your own until a little bit later. If you're with somebody who's going to help you get kills in your lane, by all means get the urn earlier. The healing from that is going to be much more effective than the ring of regen. It's just that you've got to get the kills first. You'll notice I've had the Pipe of Insight and the Heaven's Halberd in my core items. I went for the Heavens first because in a game where we're being very aggressive, I just wanted the extra attack power. If you're really struggling and you want the defense, go for the Pipe first because it'll give you more early game regen and it'll give you the brilliant defensive ability. If we had got later in this game, giving your enemies 25% magical weakness is a brilliant touch. It makes your ult much more dangerous and much more damaging whenever they're nearby. The Heart of Tarrasque in this build, but it's not really necessary. From your other items and with your ult regen in you, you're not really going to need it. I mean, if you're really struggling and you find you're coming out of team fights with hardly any health a lot and you want to regen up really quickly and get back in, it might be worth getting. But to be honest, I put it in the build, but I've not found it necessary in the games I've had with this yet. If you're getting killed a lot towards the late game, you might want the Curious just to make yourself a little bit more tanky. Again, usually I've found that's not really necessary. Between the extra magic damage and the ult, if you've got a team who's there to back you up when you're in Supernova, you're not really going to need it. Preventing a magic hit is a good idea. With you keep chewing through your own health, anything you can do to block spells and block any burst damage is really good. It can be useful if you're finding players are getting away from you to have a stun. Hence the reason for the Abyssal Blade. I mean, let's face it, nobody's going to complain about such a big damage increase. But you do find with Phoenix, if you end up running into people when you've not got the right backup with you, sometimes players will just about get away with you. So that 2-second stun can be really, really useful to help you pick up the kills.
That was Shamaze balls. Are you ready for my assists and my deaths?
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe. There will be more like this coming, particularly for new Dota characters and new events, but I'll probably dip into a lot of the other characters I play regularly too. There will be a few more little tips in the next video I do, but it'll be more about maintaining Phoenix's survivability if you end up forced into a support role and you've got a bit of a carry heavy team and you just can't get the gold. As soon as I've got all the videos done, I'll drop all the links and everything in the description and in the video. So in the meantime, thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.